So, lights out and away we go. Grand final for New York is underway in World Tour 3 for the Nations Cup. Down towards the source for the first time we go. Hizal with the inside line with the race lead. Down in towards that first turn we go. Fraga versus Rubelar as they go side by side. And Rubelar shoveled out wide at the source. Rubelar is shoveled out wide and he drops down massively through the field.
Coming up to the back of Manny Rodriguez, who's on that hard combat. Look at the speed there. 310k's, 313k's, that's nearly 200 mile an hour. Hard on the anchors now. Coming into Lake Cop, just breaking at the curve on the left. And there you go. Nice move by Mirzano up into 6th position. Maybe hitting early paid off.
It's good for Mirzano. Has been very impressive here today in this Nations Cup event. Hugely exciting. We've seen him do so well, and he's kept relatively quiet out there on track in terms of the on-track action, but he's been there and thereabouts, and exactly what we like to see from Mirzano. Now up into 6th position, just by his fellow countryman, actually, Rio to Kokibun there, who is in 5th place as well.
And Coco Lopez picked up a penalty, seemingly, I'm going to guess, for track limits.
Yeah, it seems to be the way. There it is, 1 second for Coco Lopez. Far from ideal for the Spaniard. Just to remind you, by the way, even if Igor Fraga does win here today, it does still mean that it doesn't mean that, for example, that if Hizal, Lukovsky or whoever finishes in 2nd place, they will then take that spot for the Grand Final. Igor Fraga's doing a really good job, great strategy and great pace he's got behind the wheel of that. He's still able to extend that lead crucially at the moment over Mikail Hizal. Here is Coco Lopez then. He's just coming into the penalty zone here, Jimmy. And this is a really crucial part of the lap through turn 9 down into towards Pool 1.
Yes, acceleration zone there, so for a second you are completely off the power on the brakes. You can see the difference that makes. The gap goes from about 3-4 tenths of a second all the way up to 2 seconds there.
Lukovsky's in. Lukovsky's in as well here, Jimmy.
Straight onto the soft.
Yeah, straight onto the soft, and he's taking fuel on board as well. So that is going to be him to the end of the race then here, Lukovsky. So he goes from the hards to the soft corner of the tyres. Get them out the way. Don't need them. Done. Out the race. And let's see how he's going to emerge, where he's going to emerge. The good thing is, because he did such a short stint, he hasn't lost too much time in comparison to Mick.
He's come right out, though, behind Rubelar. So they've both had... no, sorry, Rubelar's only had 1 pit stop, but now he's behind Rubelar. This is not going to be great for him.
Now, where is he? This is the crucial thing. So coming into that, out of that corner, there's Lukovsky. There he is. So he's not managed to jump Hizal here.
He'll have to turn the hill though, and he also has the run out of the source as Hizal was slow out of the pit lane. So now here we go, sprint to the line. We have Mirzano on the soft compounder tyre. We have Hizal on the soft compounder tyre. Cody Lukovsky in the background also on the soft compounder tyre. And it's now a game to try and catch Igor Fraga, who needs to 1, make a pit stop, and 2, try and get to the end on a medium compounder tyre, which is slower than the hard compound he is currently on. So there is Cody Lukovsky right up behind Mick Hizal. There is Fraga, our current race leader.
This is an absolute blunder for Mirzano. He could be throwing what is a near guaranteed race win away here, Jimmy.
And that means that really it will be between Fraga, Hizal and Lukovsky. Let's see what happens here. Because if that is the case, he needs to pit very soon, or he's going to be trundling around the circuit when he's run out of fuel. In he comes, so Mirzano into the pit lane. That means it's now going to be a fight between Fraga, Hizal and Lukovsky. Coco Lopez needs to pit as well, and at the moment Hizal's in the hot seat. He's taking the second of lap.
1 litre. That 1 litre of fuel. The upshot is he's got soft tyres, but he's taking on fuel. This is going to take an absolute age. Lopez is going to take up the lead. Now, where is Mirzano going to emerge? Keep an eye out here. Yeah.
Look how hard the German driver is trying. He can feel it now. He goes, right, this is the last person I've got to get by. In the background, Lukovsky spins. Lukovsky spun there on the curb. Oh, it's all over for Cody. Here comes Mirzano. Oh, the block.
Oh, no! Big contact there. Mirzano into the wall.
Cody.
Down at Poon. Oh, my goodness me. Cody moved across the line there. Mirzano went straight into the scene of the accident, and that has put the 2 drivers out of contention here in this race.
It's Fraga, it's Hizal, the heavyweights here at the GT World Tour events, and now going head-to-head at the new Spa, coming very soon for you guys at home. But it's all now this. Hizal's going to have the slipstream, but he's going to have the dirty air for the first part of the course. If he's quick through the source here, he might have a run at Fraga coming down to Lake On. Let's see what happens. Down to 0.2 of a second, not quite close enough for the move. 0.1 of a second nearly there, and you'd see how important it is to be in the slipstream coming up the Kemmel Straight. Hizal now right on the rear spoiler of Igor Fraga, and Lukovsky, unsurprisingly, given a massive 10-second penalty.
this is the battle we're talking about between Fraga and Hizal. 7/10 of a second it now is. Now, can Fraga do anything? Can he extend that advantage? Has he got the pace behind him? Because these guys pitted relatively similar sort of times to one another, didn't they?
We're noticing that...
but Hizal's on the soft tyres as well.
Hizal drops back for the middle sector. He can't hang with Fraga with that dirty air. He can take his time here. If he is this close coming out of the source, he will have the run coming into Lake Com. So it's just about being cool right now and collected. Coca Lopez still out front though. He's yet to pit, so keep that in mind. The fight is essentially for these two for the win. He's right on the back of Fraga. Fraga drops by and lets him go. Oh, I know what he's going to try and do. He's going to try and slingshot back, I think. I think he knows that he's not going to get him coming up to Lake Com, so he's dropped back in anticipation. And now he's 4/10 behind Fraga, so going to try and get by on the slipstream and then lead for the middle sector. An interesting tactic. Hizal goes to the inside defensive. Here comes Fraga then to the outside. He's going to go to the outside, try and get by there side by side. Hizal's got the inside line. This is your battle for the lead, and he goes round the outside. My word, but he's wide.
Oh, he's wide, yeah, into the left-hander of Lake Com, and then into the right we go. Fraga now defending. Hizal trying to attack. This is brilliant as we come down in towards turn 8. No way through there for Hizal. Fraga brilliant there. Absolutely fantastic tactics. We know how much of a thinking man that Fraga can be, and that proves it in bucket loads there.
He needs to get within about half a second or so coming out of the source. This is where he can do it. This is where the car is better through the slow stuff. He's got the soft compounded tyre, more traction. And Fraga sideways there out of the exit, and he's going to have the draft down the straight. This could be it, I think. We'll see. So it's 6/10 of a second now coming into the source, late on the brakes. This is where the soft tyres will come into play. Will Fraga do the same again?
No, he doesn't. I think that was just a one-off there. I think if it had been a repetitive thing, that's when it would have become an issue there for the stewards with Igor Fraga. But, well, he knew that he was a sitting duck on that straight now, and he is going to be a sitting duck once again. Up through Eau Rouge, through Radion, and then onto that straight we go. Look at the drive. Mikail Hizal has gone onto the Kemmel straight we come then.
Fraga slowed down over the top.
Yeah, it looks like he did lift a little bit there for him, but of course, bear in mind tyres as well, give him the benefit of the doubt. Fraga going for the inside line, Hizal on the outside, side by side, they come down towards Lake Com. Fraga defends, he pushes out, Mikail Hizal wide, he pushes him onto the curb in Lake Com. Wow, aggressive driving there from Igor Fraga, and he holds on to the lead here of this race. It's the battle for second, but it's the de facto race lead because Coca Lopez, who's leading, don't forget, is still going to make one more stop. Here, though, is Igor Fraga on the final lap of the grand final of the Nations Cup. What a great race it has been for Fraga. Some would question his moves out there on track, some would call them too aggressive, some would say his conduct on track is not sportsmanlike, but regardless, he can't afford his pace behind the wheel of that Red Bull X 2019. And it's been good to see him performing so well once again here. Really interesting to see what happened to Mikail Hizal. Again, we're not entirely sure what happened. Jimmy thinks he might have backed off. He could have had a technical problem that we didn't see on screen, something along the lines of that. It does happen from time to time, but, you know, it could be exactly what Jimmy is expecting as well. It remains to be seen. I'm sure we'll find out down the line. But this man here, Igor Fraga, what a drive it has been for the Brazilian. And he comes around the final corner and across the line. Igor Fraga takes victory in the grand final of World Tour 3 here in New York. In the Nations Cup, Mikail Hizal finishes in second, and Coca Lopez finishes in third. Miyazono tries to challenge him in that final corner. And look on the left-hand side of your screen, the face, unfortunately, of dejection from Mikail Hizal. He is devastated following that race, devastated following what could have been as well on the other side of the coin, and quite literally to his left, the elation from Igor Fraga.